So
Jesus
stupid.
Christ.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goons of all ages, as soon as we hit buttons, doorbells are pressed, all the things are happening. For fuck's sake. Welcome to My Brother's an Idiot. Yes, it's the podcast where we talk about everything, nothing, and all of the things that have to do with Denver sports. I am Matt. I'm king of the goons. I can't tell you how thrilled we are to have the return of the Milty, the progenitor. The emperor is back. What's up, buddy?
Hey, it's great to be back. It's been a long time. I'm going to have a little bit of fun tonight, even though my doorbell rang. I don't know if it's the Mormons or some other group. We're not expecting that at 7 o'clock tonight, so what the hell?
Well, this is awesome. Well, you're going to be playing the role of dipshit today, so we're off to a good start. Next, Mark, what's going on?
I got a chip in my mouth. You got me right as soon as I fucking took a bite of a Dorito.
That's some hardcore restaurant skills right there.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean that's bar none. You haven't been in a restaurant in a while, so you still got it, man. That's that kind of skill. It's just like riding a bike, man. You just never get rid of that.
You never lose it.
I had an objectively awful day at the regular office, so I'm looking forward to having a really good time for the next hour or so with you three gentlemen. So let's fucking do this, dude.
Brilliant. And we get a goon shout out from Toaster. What's up, Toast Man? Thanks
Toast Man.
And finally, holding down the fort down south, we got Tank. What's up, brother?
Keeping it busy this week. A lot of school stuff with the kids and business stuff, so been pretty busy.
Good. All right. Well, let's launch right into it. I have to say, I have never been more happy to be wrong in my life. When 3 weeks ago, on this very day, I said the Broncos are looking at 0-6 straight in the face before they get to Carolina. I never thought in a million years they would win one of the games on the East Coast. Then both of the games on the East Coast. Milty, what did you see on Sunday?
Oh, my God. Well, besides slop and mud and crap, the defense. Oh, my God. Well, the defense on both sides is pretty good. Jets' defense has always been good. The Broncos' defense just put up a fight. 5-6 sacks. Unfortunately, they harmed Aaron just a little bit. Sorry. But they just looked unbelievable. Also, Bo Nix without, he said he never wore a glove before. I think maybe it might be time for him to try it on games like that where it's raining like hell. But he had one really good drive when it counted, right? And after that, the game at 10-9, I think, was kind of decided when Aaron Rodgers was kind of wounded.
I definitely agree with that. And you mentioned the glove. I'm kind of surprised because he played in Oregon. It's not like it's extraordinarily dry there. You'd think he'd figure out how to throw a wet football, but whatever. There have been some greats coming through this town who have not been able to throw a wet football either, so I'm not all that concerned about it. Mark, react. What did you see?
I reacted. First thing I want to do is they're coming home this week, which is good because they were gone the last 2 weeks on the East Coast. When they come back, they need to have some sort of appreciation ceremony for us fans who stuck with them and said some things. And I think they ought to invite Gene Mingo to that ceremony. What I saw was a very, 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 very good defense. This defense is the best I think I've ever seen the Broncos had. And they were without their leading tackler. Alex Singleton was not there. So that you had the next man up at that point. But what you're seeing is two safeties fly all over the field. You're seeing Riley Moss actually hold his own opposite of PS2. They've got problems on the defensive. Anybody's got problems coming up against this defensive line. There are two guys that are just getting double and triple teamed on every play. And Nick Benito is finally starting to find a rhythm. That spells danger for a lot of teams coming our way, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this Sunday. I don't think it's going to be as close as these guys say it is. But that being said, we're at home this week. The weather's going to be beautiful. Bo Nix really doesn't have anything going on. We're just going to beat up on a bad Raiders team this week, and I can't wait to be above 500 this early in the season for a long fucking time. I give my pick now because, you guys are doing your picks later. But anyways, I'm really excited about the direction of this team. I can't say I didn't see I saw this coming. None of us did. We all thought that they were going to be at least 0-4 coming back from this East Coast road trip, and they have proved us wrong. I like where they're going. Let's keep it going. Let's see some more offense for sure. But the running game came back. You saw Javonte have to step up because of the injury to Badu. Because of that injury, Javonte had to step in. So you finally saw him actually perform a lot better than he has, frankly, for the last year and 3 games. So I'm very encouraged.
Tank, your thoughts?
We saw an offense that's still trying to find its legs, that's for sure. But defensively, I mean, what can you say? That Zach Allen in the interior is just making a mess of every play that he possibly can. Cody Barton stepped up huge in place of Singleton to make an impact on the game. And, the corners are doing well. They're shutting people down when they need to. And, the defense was amazing. The offense, they had they had 2 decent drives, 1 good drive that ended in a touchdown, luckily. But, yeah, if they work on the passing, I think it needs to be worked on a little bit, and part of that is Nick's trying to figure out how to lay some of those balls a little bit flatter every once in a while. And then, some of the skill guys need to find out how to get separation a little bit better, because there is still that where they're just not getting any separation, so nothing's happening on half of the plays. But I don't know if that's partially coaching, partially players, but
partially Tim Patrick was missing, and
partially
Josh
not
Reynolds
having a
can't hold
receiver
on to
that
the
can
ball.
catch. Yeah. But I mean, overall, I'm happy for the win. And, thankfully we have a defense that's able to kind of slow people down. So it looks like it might carry us again.
I've got one interesting statistic, and I won't get it 100% right, but Cortland Sutton caught passes for a plus 70 yards. All the other receivers that caught passes were for 0 yards.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unusual.
Yeah, well, the game was unusual to say the least, right?
Swamp house, man.
At one point, Bo Nix had
ugly.
52 yards, and Cortland Sutton had 60 yards receiving. It was just a fucking wild game.
They were negative at the half.
Yeah.
They were minus 7 yards passing at half, and unbelievable that it was even that close.
Yeah, Bo Nix is so good. He only needed 60 yards to beat Aaron Rodgers.
That might be the overreaction of the last game.
That's the opium.
Yeah, right. Good Lord. Mark, you mentioned it. They're coming home. The crowd's going to be jazzed up. It's going to be a fun time. Looking like there's a lot, and I'll cover it a little bit later, but it looks like there's more drama in Las Vegas, so more fun to come there. I agree with everything that the 3 of you have said. The receivers aren't explosive, so the separation piece is going to be difficult. They've got 2 guys who I don't think have figured it out yet, Mims and Franklin. They did try a long one to Franklin, but he got overthrown. Mims is sort of starting to play some more offense, but he's still a non-factor. I really liked looking at watching Javonte and the way that he played on Sunday. It's finally the first time since the injury where he looked explosive, but it took the second half to do it. Offensive line played very well. And I'm going to say it again. Everyone who was screaming for Vance Joseph's job even halfway through last year needs to get on your knees and thank him for doing the job that he's done the last year plus. Ever since the Miami game, that defense has been fantastic, and it's in no small part to the job that Vance has done. How do you the balls on this guy to blitz A-Rod on the first play. The first
Yep.
play.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
When
yeah.
you know A-Rod throws and knows when the blitz is coming on every play and throws away from it almost every time, to pull that off and put him on the ground, I think made a statement for sure to open the game. So I thought it was fantastic.
I'd just like
Nope.
to say I'd like the total play of both interior line, offense, defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think we can say thank you to the Jets for being stupid and trading Franklin Myers
Oh,
for
yeah.
a song because they had
Mhm.
Hassan Riddick, who still has not played it down for them.
Yep.
Right?
And might not at all.
And might not. Yeah, it sounds
Might
like
not.
he might be on the move. So we'll see how that plays out. But always fun to talk about it after a win. Always fun to be 2-2. God, I mean, tied for second in the division. It's all right there in front of you.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 very winnable games in front. I think the hardest part of the schedule is behind them. If you take it as a group of games. So who knows? Who knows? My hot take about Bo being the offensive rookie of the year, I think, is dead. Jaden Daniels looks like he's
Yeah.
I may have stumbled upon to something with the Jaden Daniels thing. He might get close to 4,000 yards this year.
Yeah, right.
He's going to get real close.
See
Yeah,
how it works.
82% passing somehow.
Yeah.
That's-
And it's wild, but
Wild.
He already has almost 1,000 yards passing after 4 games.
yeah,
Yes, it does.
right. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go into Pew Pew? Mark, Tank, Muty? No? Good. All right.
Milty!
All right, Mark, take it away.
All right, for those of you who are new here, Milty, you're not new, but you are to this game. This is Pew Pew Pick'em, where we try to rifle through all of the games this week, and we keep score because it's fun that way. Last week was fun, wasn't it? Frank, you did not have a very good week.
Somebody's got to lose, right?
Right.
So if you guys remember going into last week, Matt had a 1-game lead. It was 15-14. There's now a 5-game lead for Matt after this week. Matt, much better job again. So the first week, I think you had 7. Then you got 8. And then you got 10. So you're improving. You're still going forward. You know, you're like the Broncos. Like everything's all in front of you. You know, we're up and coming. Frank, I'm not sure what's going on, bud. First week 6, second week 8, third week 6, bro. We're gonna need to see some movement here if you're gonna stay competitive in this one. And it's early.
I took a flyer on the Giants, and they almost made it happen, so I'm not too sad.
A loss is a loss.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
close doesn't count.
Take the L.
Close counts.
It's not horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's
All
right.
right,
50 points and 1 point's the same thing.
We are once again on the verge of bringing back the timer. We have not done so, but we could at any time bring back a timer. If you don't remember, we did like 8 seconds at one point, so you guys get your opinions in. I've kind of loosened the reins a little bit on that. But anyways, let's get into this week's games. We will go back and forth. Obviously, Milty will be a tiebreaker if we need to, but I've also got Bobby's picks on here, so we've got the Duchess on here as well. We have our first foreign game this weekend, guys. We have a London game.
That was your second foreign game.
Well, first London game. I just lost my complete train of thought. But that's on Sunday morning at an appropriately early time. Anyways, the Thursday night game is an NFC South showdown featuring the Bucks going into Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Falcons are currently favored by 1.5 in this one on Thursday. The over-under for this game is set at 43.5. I'm going to start with the guy on the bottom first. So Matt, go first.
This is in Atlanta.
This is in Atlanta.
I don't know what to make of Atlanta yet. They're doing just enough to win. They're playing relatively well. They did beat the Saints in a close game. I like them at home. What do you say? 2.5 points?
1.5.
1.5. Yeah. Give me Atlanta with 1.5. And take the over on this one. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Frank.
I guess we're gonna have a tie right off the bat. I think the Buccaneers get this one. There's a little bit of hatred between these two teams, not as much as Saints and Atlanta, but there's still a little bit of animosity, and I think this is going to be a Baker show out game.
Milty, you're not super familiar with this portion of the cast, but all of last year, Matt's opinion on the Buccaneers was that Baker was trash, and he would take the other team. So he is not saying Baker's trash, but he is still taking the other team. Milty, would you break this tie for us?
Yes, I'd be more than glad to break the tie. So my thoughts is I remember during the Super Bowl in 2015 season, 2016, when Von Miller destroyed the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. And I think Denver defense did that to Baker Mayfield last week. So I'm taking Atlanta.
I was wondering where you were going
with that.
Where going? Right on.
Follow me on this, babe.
Fucking 4 lefts to get there, but we got there.
I knew you'd pay it off. I knew you were going to pay it off.
As my lovely wife alluded to, the Duchess told me that this was the second game, not the first, so I apologize. But in London this week on Sunday morning at 7:30 our time, because it's the only time we care about, is our time, 7:30 here. I don't care about the East Coast. I care about Rocky Mountain time because that's where we're at, fuckers. Anyways, it's the Jets taking on the Vikings. So Aaron Rodgers on the road, going into London where they don't have good grass ever. The Vikings are currently favored by 2.5 in this one. The over-under set at a low 40.5 points on this game. Frank, it's your turn to go first, bud.
Honestly, this one's a little bit rough because it is the London game. It's hard for teams to travel well at all, but it's an outdoor game, right?
Yeah.
Outdoor game. I'm going to take the Jets in the outdoor game. I don't think Minnesota's going to be able to play on that sloppy field. They're too used to the stadium or the Dome Stadium. So,
okay, Matt.
We're 2 for 2 on ties. We're taking the Vikings until the Vikings lose. Need I remind you that Sam Darnold is the truth that we never knew that we knew?
Oh, dude, that had to feel a little bit gross.
If this was like Tony Reale, I would have muted you by now.
Right. The Vikings did go into Lambeau and won a football game outside, so and I don't have any faith in what's going on in New York. The chasm between the head coach and the quarterback seems to be widening, even though they poo-pooed it again. There's more bullshit post-game stuff going on. I'm going to take the over in this game, but it is going to be the Vikings.
Milty, break this tie for us.
Okay, I got to go with Matt on this one. Sam Darnold is just surprising everybody, and he's this London thing isn't going to phase him whatsoever. It's going to be an over by 8 points, Minnesota.
I just want you guys to know that the first 2 games, Milty has sided with Matt. Bobby has sided with Frank. So sorry for.
Interesting.
So now we're back to our regular slated games. This is an 11 o'clock showdown where the Indianapolis Colts, who we still don't understand at fucking all, are going down to Jacksonville to take the Jags, where we know that they are garbage. The Jags in this game are favored by 3, though. The over-under on this game is also 46.5. Man, this is a shitty game. Matt, why don't you take us away on this?
Yeah, I fucking hate this game with a passion. Is it going to be the Joe Flacco show? We don't know. Joe Flacco is your age, still playing quarterback at a high level. Yeah, I know. Yeah. However, there is something wrong at its very core in Jacksonville. That organization does not look like they know what they're doing. At home, shit. Give me the Colts. They got enough talent. Whatever.
Break.
Yeah, I'm jumping on that one too. The Colts look like the team to beat in this situation. Jaguars do not look good at all. I don't know how they're favored. I'm guessing just because it's a home game.
Nobody wants to put any money on it, so they just put up the blank.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Richardson or Flacco. I think Jacksonville's going to get beat on this weekend.
Beauty.
Jacksonville in a favorite upset.
All right, Milty,
At home.
get him, Milty. Okay, now we're going from Jacksonville, Florida, up to Houston, Texas, where the Texans are welcoming in the Buffalo Bills. Guys, I believe you both missed on the Bills games last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we both had the
surprise
Bills
there.
on that. We all had the Bills on that one. So now we've got the Bills favored by 1 point going into Houston to take on the Texans. The over-under for this one is at 47.5. Frank, take it away.
This one is probably my favorite game of the week, to be honest, because I think this is going to be a shootout. I'm going to take Houston at home. That's all it is. They're at home, and I think that matters in this game. So I'm taking Houston.
Bills favored by 1, Matt?
You know how much I like a home dog.
Yeah.
Houston hasn't looked good 2 weeks in a row, but the Bills got absolutely embarrassed on Monday night in Baltimore. I don't know. God, 1 point.
Make a fucking pick.
I know it's hard. Give me Houston, whatever.
Milty.
I don't think I can break a tie in this one, guys. I think Buffalo just looked screwed up last week. Houston lost 2, didn't they?
No, Houston beat Jacksonville.
They beat Jackson. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm taking Houston at home. And,
right.
a little bit disorganized last week, but I think they'll do it.
Hey, Matt. What's
Yeah.
one of the Rock's favorite phrases?
Can you smell what I'm cooking?
Think of it doesn't matter, like this fucking game that we're going to talk about where the Carolina Panthers are going into Chicago to take on the Bears. Nobody fucking cares. It's -4 for the Bears at home. The over-under on this one is at 41.5. Matt, it is your turn.
Yeah, this is going to be the Bears. That defense is still pretty solid. They've got enough talent on offense, and Carolina had that one game bump of, hey, we've got a halfway competent quarterback who can throw the ball around a little bit, even though he's 106 years old, but that never seems to sustain itself. So give me the Bears at home with the under.
Frank?
You're doubting the Red Rifle?
I
So
always
so
doubt the Red Rifle.
Yeah, Chicago's defense is much better than Carolina's offense, and whether or not Caleb Williams decides to throw a touchdown again doesn't matter in this game, I don't think. Chicago.
Milty.
Well, I don't know if he has to throw a touchdown pass or not, but the Bears are going to win. It's going to be an under. It's going to be a low-scoring affair.
Probably.
All right. That's enough about that pile of shit. Let's talk about my favorite game of the week, and this is the Baltimore Ravens going up to try some Cincinnati 5-way chili. We keep talking about the chili. One of these days I'm going to get up there and have some chili. I just like to eat. You guys know this. The Ravens are favored on the road by 2.5 points. The over-under on this one is the highest total of the week right now. It is at 50.5 for the over-under on this game. Frank, go first.
Baltimore at home. Cincinnati still doesn't have a run game, and their offense looks questionable, so Baltimore.
Baltimore's on the road.
Oh, shit. Baltimore on the road. Ooh.
Yeah, it's in Cincy.
Ooh, that actually changes it.
That's the chili.
That's why I was talking about chili.
Oh, man. Okay, so
listen to the lead up, jackass.
After the big explosion last week by Baltimore. Wow. Yeah, Cincinnati's defense isn't good, though. Yeah, Baltimore still.
Matt?
Yeah, if Baltimore ever figures out how to throw to a tight end, they're going to be unstoppable. They've got a running game. They've got halfway competent receivers. The defense is still playing well. I still don't trust Cincy, even though they only beat the Panthers by 10 and scoring 34 points. Give me Baltimore and give me the over.
Okay. Milty.
I got to take the Ravens. Mr. Jackson at quarterback has just been showing everybody how to do it.
Milty, you have picked with Matt all but one time so far, just so you know.
Let me see if I can
That's because he's extraordinarily smart.
Let me see if I can screw that up next time.
Speaking of screwing things up, I'm going to change things up for this game because I don't want to hear more than 5 words of either of you talking about anything about this game, okay? Because we're talking about the Miami Dolphins, and we are talking about the New England Patriots in New England. And right now they're favored by 1 at home. The over-under on this is tied for the lowest total at 35.5. Just tell me who wins the game, guys, please. Just give me a word. Tell me who wins the game. That's all I need from you, please. Matt, go first.
Patriots.
Frank?
Yeah, Patriots at home. They win.
Milty?
Oh, shit. I can't comment. Patriots. I mean, I spent all the years hating the Patriots. Almost one word. Okay, Patriots.
Yeah, like,
Who
follow
cares
the
about
rules,
this game?
bro.
Oh, sorry.
This game sucks. Okay. Speaking of games that suck, let's talk about another one where the Cleveland Browns are going on the road to Washington to take on the Commanders. The Commanders are favored by 3 in this one, and the over-under is 43.5. I'm going to go with Matt again since you only got to say one word last time. So go first again, buddy.
No, it doesn't matter.
don't
The Browns
care.
are a
Go
shit
first.
show. The Browns are a shit show, and the Commanders might be legit. Break up the Commanders. They may end up winning this damn division. They keep playing the way that they're playing. And the Browns are terrible. Deshaun is a shell of what he ever was, and they're going to rue the day that they signed that contract. Got no running backs. Amari's dinged. Forget it. It's the Washington Commanders in a landslide.
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, Cleveland is terrible. I agree completely on that. And Washington looks like they have something going there. So, yeah, Washington.
Milty.
So Cleveland's in the same situation Denver was with Russ Wilson, right?
Worse.
Terrible quarterback, not being able to perform at all. It's got to be Washington, right?
There's a
And
big difference
by
between.
10
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
points.
There's a big difference between Russell Wilson just being a jackass and what Deshaun Watson is. That's all I got to say about that. Fuck the Browns. All right, let's move to the 2:00 slate of games, guys. And let's go ahead and get this one out of the way early. Let's talk about the Raiders and Broncos.
Why are you leading with it?
It never makes it to the end.
Okay.
It's always in the middle because the Broncos aren't a featured game. Do you want me to wait till the end, Matt? I'll
Sure.
come back to it. I'll come back.
to that.
Let's
Let's
do
do
that
that
one.
one.
Okay.
Come on back.
We're gonna.
Come on back.
Okay. I'm sorry, Matt. Are you better now?
I am.
Okay.
I'm excited. We're 2-2, baby. Come on.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about a game that's not going to go well for one of these teams, and it's the Arizona Cardinals going into Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. This game is a 7.5-point game so far, guys. And the over-under on this one is 49.5. 49ers are favored by a touchdown and a half a point. Frank, go first.
Cardinals looked good earlier this season, and San Francisco looked kind of broken, but I might take the Niners. This looks like a safe bet for them this week.
Okie dokie. Matt, when is that Call
Yeah.
of Duty happening?
Yeah, the Wii one shit the bed this last week. Just didn't look very good. They still haven't figured out how to get consistent production out of Marvin Harrison Jr. San Francisco, one big name notwithstanding, is looking like they're getting healthier, and Ayuk is beginning to re-cement his relationship with Brock Purdy. I'll tell you what, if you sleep on Brock Purdy, that guy's a hell of a quarterback, and I think he's the best quarterback in this game. Give me the Niners and the under.
Ooh. Okay. Milty.
Well, I'm going to have to take the over because I think it's going to be a fairly high-scoring event. But the Niners are going to win, but it's going to be close. It's going to be like a 4-point, 3-point difference.
I can see that. It's going to be a shootout, I think, but that's just me. Moving on to the next game. I know. I was doing a really good job of it, and then I stopped caring. I will go back to caring. For those of you who are not aware, I am eating chips, and the bag is distracting.
But just empty the
Everyone's
bag.
aware.
Oh, we heard you.
All right. Well, let's talk about what they're doing in Los Angeles, and that's stealing teams from other places. And they've got the Rams, who came from another city who didn't deserve to have an NFL team, so we won't talk about them. They're welcoming in the Green Bay Packers. Packers on the road in this one are favored by a field goal. The over-under on this one is 48.5. Matt, I believe it is your turn to go first.
God damn it. Shit.
Do it.
Home dog, man. Give me the Rams.
Yeah.
Fuck the Packers.
Okay.
I can't see McVay losing 2 games in a row.
I thought you
I
were
can't.
done there.
No, I know. Sorry.
Okay.
Carry on.
No, you're all good. I thought you were done. I stopped on you.
Yeah.
Frank, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the Rams sneak one away this weekend at home.
I don't tell you how the Duchess feels about both of your picks. Milty.
Well, I'm going to have to go against you guys. I'm going to take the Duchess and the Packers. I think they're just going to sneak up and surprise everybody in this game. Look out. Here they come.
They're favored.
is-
How is that a surprise?
No, I know, but everybody's picking the Rams. Everybody in Las Vegas.
All right. Well, that was fun. Let's go on and talk about. Let's get an instant react. Actually, that'll be fun. Hey, Frank and Matt picked the Rams against the Packers. You get a middle finger.
Okay.
Milty
Just
picked
one?
the Packers.
He's my favorite father-in-law.
There you go. Favorite father-in-law. There you go. Something to be proud of, Milty.
Yay.
Put it up there on the banner. All right. Well, let's go up to Seattle. Actually, let's go from Los Angeles to Seattle, where the Seahawks are actually doing pretty well. Surprising a lot of us, right? Like nobody had the Seahawks being this good this point of the year, right? They are welcoming in a team that is probably not going to have a head coach by their bye week, and that's the New York Football Giants. The Seahawks in this one are favored by 6. The over-under in this game is 43.5. Frank, go ahead and go. Defend your boy.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're Frank. You're still Frank.
All right. So, the Giants without Malik Neighbors potentially, right? So, even though it wasn't his fault, they're planning on benching Danny Dimes in the near future, even though the loss wasn't his fault last week. I'm still taking Seattle because this Giants are dog shit.
Matt,
That wasn't his fault, man. There were so many other issues with that game.
They scored 15 points.
But it wasn't.
all
I'm saying,
Dimes'
no.
fault. Yes,
I'm
it's
not
the
saying he's
quarterback's fault.
good. I'm saying benching him doesn't impact the outcome of the game.
excuse me
coaching's
while
wrong.
I go unalive myself really quick because we are still talking about Giants quarterbacks.
Right.
No,
Carry
coaching's
on.
wrong.
The
Offensive line
Giants
is dog
suck.
shit. No
They have
quarter
one
receiver.
good. Shut it.
Yeah.
The
That's what I'm
Giants
saying.
suck. They have one good player who might be hurt. Their coach is a moron, and the Seahawks may just be for real.
Yeah. No,
The
and I'm taking
game
the
the other-
Seahawks 100%.
It's my turn.
You interrupt my turn.
Seahawks.
Carry on. Seahawks. Matt Milty.
Okay, so I'm going to be unable to break the tie in this one.
There's no tie.
Is there?
Tie.
I thought he took Seattle.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm thinking on my side that Seattle probably is going to cover this over by themselves. I really think that they're going to kill the Giants, and it's not going to be a game. Seattle.
Seahawks are good.
As lopsided as that score was, in that Monday night game, that was a hell of a lot of fun
Yeah.
for
that was
50 minutes of game
Yeah.
time. That was a blast to watch. Good God. Did you see fucking Williams kid truck that defender?
How bad do New York Jets fans have to feel right now watching two quarterbacks just ball out in other places? And other quarterbacks are backing up, and then they've got Aaron Rodgers, who they swore was the truth, and can't even get 10 points against the Broncos. Come on, you gotta hate your life if you're a Jets fan. Let's go to the Sunday night football game, and I could care less about this game, but we're gonna talk about it anyways because it's on NBC. The Steelers are at home, favored by 2.5 points against the Dallas Cowboys. This game has an over-under of 44.5. Matt, go first.
You know what? Dallas defense is severely undermanned. They were only able to score 20 points against the Giants. So offensively, I do not trust them. They're still relying too much on Zeke. The Steelers can sneak in and win a game here and there. Justin Fields has already proven that he's is capable of at least producing a little bit, which is why I put him on my fantasy team, which no one cares about. Give me the fucking Steelers. Fuck the Cowboys.
Nobody cares about your fantasy team.
There it is.
Frank.
There it is. There it is.
Go on, Frank.
Justin Fields looking somewhat competent more and more as the weeks go on this year. So that with their defense and the fact that the Cowboys are frauds, yeah, let's take the Steelers.
Multi.
Dak Prescott's going to find his way around this time. It's going to be close to that point spread, but Cowboys.
Multi's got them boys. Okie dokie. Let's talk about Monday Night Football, guys. You got to get in on this line because I don't think that the Chiefs are going to cover 5.5 points, but they're favored by 5.5 points on Monday night against the Saints. So, we're doing this on Wednesday. When this game goes off, I imagine this point spread will be 2 or 2.5. So 5.5 is a giant number for the Chiefs in this one. But we're talking about Chiefs and Saints. Monday Night Football. Chiefs currently favored by 5.5. The over-under on this game is 43.5. Frank, take it away.
I don't care. The Chiefs are somehow going to magician this out of their ass again. Doesn't matter if they have no receivers. They didn't have any receivers last year and won a Super Bowl. So there you go. Chiefs win.
Matt?
The Chiefs have held their last two opponents to under 18 points apiece, and both of those teams were moderately decent at offense. That defense looks really good. Kelsey has finally figured out that he can get open and they can throw him the football, and I think they're going to have to do more of that because everyone who can catch a ball on that team, besides the running backs, has had their knee explode in the last 3 months.
And
the Chiefs,
backs.
and I think they cover.
Backs,
yeah, and running backs. I think they cover. Watch out for the return of Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, it looked decent in a few carries last week.
Yeah, he had 3 or 4 carries and looked really good between the tackles. You're absolutely right about that. Milty?
That won't sustain, but he'll this game.
It's nice now.
Mm-hmm.
Milty?
Okay, I really want to vote against the Chiefs for obvious reasons, but it's going to be hard to do in this game or in a lot of games involving that team. And Andy Reid, Pat Mahomes. It's a tough team to beat. KC by 5.
See,
There it is.
I just don't think that is just a big number to me.
I can see 2 field goals or a
What do you-
touchdown.
What are you? You're saying 2.5?
Big fucking number. 5.5 is the current.
No,
is the
you're
current
saying
spread.
2.5, right?
I'm thinking 3 is probably the correct number.
I think the refs spot him the other 3. So there's your 5.5.
There we go.
Here we go. Okie dokie. Let's
That's another
just move
conversation.
on to the game, I guess, of the week because Matt declared it. So we
I
are
did. I
talking
waved
about
the fucking scepter.
you fucking waved the goddamn scepter. It's fine. We'll do this. It's the Raiders. It's the Broncos. It's Sunday afternoon. It's in Denver. It's going to be gorgeous. This spread is stupid. It is 35.5 points, which makes a lot of sense considering these two offenses coming in. And the fact that there's lots of problems going on, and we'll talk about that. But the Broncos are currently favored by 2.5. Matt, go ahead.
No, it's not my turn.
It's Frank's turn.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I'm going to take the home team this weekend. Somehow Vegas looks less competent than Denver does, and I don't know. Las Vegas has no offense at this point, so Denver's going to win just like they did last week against a no offense having team. So there you go.
Matt?
I love drama in Vegas, and this Devontae Adams Antonio Pierce thing is absolutely brilliant and is
so
going
good.
to rip this team to pieces. We may see 3 different Raiders quarterbacks play because I think Denver will break one of them. They'll bench the second guy and bring in the third guy because I think that's what's going to happen. Broncos have held their last 2 opponents to 7 points or less, including one Baker Mayfield. There is not a Baker Mayfield on this team. There's not a Mike Evans on this team. There is a Brock Bowers who is really good. However, I don't think the defense is going to hold up. Give me Denver. Give me the points. And give me the over.
Ooh. You think it's going to be a Denver beatdown, huh?
It could be. Milty, what say ye?
I think, regardless of the quarterback that's going to be starting or replacing according to Matt, Devontae Adams' show is going to be something that's going to be tried to lit up so they could lure him as trade bait down the road.
He's hurt. He's not playing.
He's not playing.
He's out. Okay, this game's over before it starts.
That's why I said they don't have. That's why I said they don't have anybody to catch the ball. He's hurt.
Done deal. Okay, Broncos. It is going to be the over, surprisingly enough, and the Broncos by 10.
Hell yeah. Go Broncos. Bo Broncos, right?
Bo Broncos.
That's what we say.
Yep.
Bo Broncos.
Got a boner for Bo Nix.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. And that's Pew Pew Pick'em. That's
Thank you. All right, let's move on to college football.
Hey, I want my score on how I got on my Gene Bingo thing earlier. I didn't get a score on it.
It was so good that I didn't even have to.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
How's
I'll
that?
take that. Yeah, it works. Carry on.
Okay, good. Let's move on to college football, boys. We had a really good showing by the CU Buffaloes last week, going down to Orlando and playing a UCF team in a hurricane and being double-digit underdogs and wiped the floor with UCF. Milty, did you get a chance to watch this one?
I did get to see some of it. Unbelievable. I mean, UCF come in, 4-0, and flashing all their colors, right? They're going to beat everybody. They're going to go unbeaten throughout the year. They got put in their place. Travis Hunter. Unbelievable.
Why was he in quotation marks?
He's going to be the guy that wins the Heisman.
He's there. It is.
That's what
Dake,
I was waiting for. I knew it
what
was
do you
coming.
think?
I mean, CU put on a show this last week, and Travis Hunter, once again, showing himself to be the most dynamic player in, especially two-way player in 25 years at this point. Yeah, that guy's the real thing, it looks like. And somehow he wants to come to Denver, so if they make that happen, that'd be pretty awesome.
Wow. Mark?
I'm currently checking on the Heisman odds for Travis Hunter because after that, I think I'm going to bet on Travis Hunter for the Heisman because I'm sure he's not the favorite.
No,
by a long shot.
It's Cam Ward. It's Cam Ward right
It's
now.
Cam Ward
right now.
Where are the futures? Futures. We're going to do this right now, right on air, because
I think he's fifth or sixth right now, something like that.
Shit, they don't have it on BetMGM.
Really? Can't bet Heisman futures?
Apparently not. No, it's not on here.
Wow.
Mountain West, Sun Belt. It's all the games. There's no
Might take a few more games.
Playoffs. No, anyways, so yeah, I think he moved from like 10th to 3rd is what I was looking for. So he's now in the top 3, but it's still like, what is it, like 600 to 1 or 650 to 1 or something like that. So that's good money. If I can find that, I'm going to take that bet because of
I'm trying to pull it up right now. Okay, Heisman Watch has him 3rd. Behind Jalen Milroe and Cam Ward.
No, that's legit.
Yeah.
That's
and
legit.
Ashton Gentry is right behind him.
And it's going to be really hard for him to break through, especially if neither Cam nor Jalen slow down because it's
if they don't lose
award forever. Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of the quarterback MVP, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a fun game. It was good to see.
I'm surprised there's a running back in the top 5 right now.
It was good to see the, CU just kind of, it was Prime's best game, I think, as a coach. By far the best game he's had as a coach. Just overall, just the most solid job he's done. You didn't really have to worry about anything the entire time. And you put a UFC team in check that has needed to be in check for like 2 years. They have just gotten too fucking big for their britchers.
UCF.
UCF, what did I say?
They're not the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
No Ultimate
Oh,
Fighting.
yeah, UCF, sorry, not UFC. But anyways, they have gotten too big for their britches with their undefeated seasons without playing anybody, and they got beat down just like Florida State has been doing all year.
They've
Florida
been
State
hands all year.
hilarious all year. They are the Cleveland Spiders of the NCAA, and I enjoy the fuck out of it. It's amazing. But yeah, good win by CU.
You know what struck me most about that game is they got absolutely bodied in Lincoln, and I didn't know if they could go into Orlando and play that physical style of game that they would have to with that team that runs the ball so well, and a 290,000-pound quarterback who looks like he's just cut out of a block of granite.
It's like a giant.
He's huge. Dude, he looks.
He's a freaking
What
monster.
what was the name of that jabroni that played at Kentucky?
Well, there's two of them. I don't remember the names.
He passed
of
away.
Lorenzen. The hefty lefty.
Jared
Lorenzen.
Lorenzen, right?
So was the backup.
Yeah, that guy looked like a Yankees reliever out there throwing the football. But this kid at UCF he's big and athletic.
What a shot!
But they went.
He did look like fucking
Orlando.
John Kruk, didn't he?
That's what I was
Oh yeah, he
thinking
looked like
too.
Crucky. Yeah, absolutely looked like Crucky. But they went into that stadium in less than what you would want conditions. Let's just call it that, and beat the hell physically out of a UCF team. And I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. The middle linebackers look really good. I think we found something with the two running backs. Travis is Travis, and Shadur just put on a show. Hopefully they keep it up. I mean, they were 4-1, right? We're 4-1. This is the point where all went downhill last year. Remember?
That's right. Kansas State's up next, right?
Kansas State's up next, and that's a good football team with another really good quarterback. So let's see what happens there. But really happy to see the physicality, really happy to see how they came together and played very well. Great job, Buffaloes. All right, let's move on to Dipshit of the Week. Does anyone have one?
Yeah.
Ready to go? Are you ready? Okay. Mark, go ahead.
Okay. I was working on sending it to you guys on Twitter, so everyone knew about it on, the Idiot Goons. So that will be showing up here shortly, but I want to send it to the group first because they can see it. Rashee Rice's mom is my dipshit of the week. This video is brand new. I think this is like 3 hours old. It was the first thing that came across my timeline, but she's accused of theft, stealing packages from a neighbor's porch, and she's wearing a jersey that says Mama Rice on the back.
Oh no.
This video is like hours old. This is just brand new from TMZ Sports. And like I said, I will repost this on our Twitter page so you guys can see it too. But Rashee Rice's mom, you are the dipshit of the week.
Yeah, that's sad.
Oh, that's just, come on.
Another thief in Kansas City culture, huh?
Well,
so that is my dipshit of the week. Yeah.
All right, Tank, what do you got?
I'm saying you can pick from a bunch of NFL coaches, but I'm going to go with Pierce this week. He seemed to piss off the only talent he had on his team enough to where he just doesn't want to be there anymore. There you go. You could also throw in a bunch of other coaches, especially in New York currently, that are probably looking at new jobs in the very near future.
Milty, do you have one?
I do.
Fire away.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the dipshit of the week from the past. He goes by the name of A. Bartlett Giamatti. He is the guy that banned Pete Rhodes from the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yes, I knew this is where
So,
this was going.
The fucker, the guy that had the most hits ever. You can complain about other players too. Mickey Mantle was a womanizer. George Herman Ruth had his issues too. Are they in the Hall of Fame? Yeah. Why isn't Pete Rose? This guy can go to hell.
Well, he died, so
Well,
There's
maybe
that.
he's there
He's already there.
that's funny. That's a whole other podcast. I'm not even going to dive into that with you. We
Right,
could go
right.
around and around on that. one.
That's another thing we could probably have another hour about.
Yeah, that absolutely not. I will not open up that can of worms.
I did.
No, I'm not going to open my own can because I have my own thoughts. Tank, I know you took mine, but I'm going to use him too. Antonio Pierce, but I'm going to take him for a different reason. Antonio Pierce was spotted liking a post on Instagram that had something to do with
fantastic.
Devontae leaving.
Yeah.
You know, shit happens. You get fat thumbs. I've done it, right? You just scroll. Oops, I didn't mean to like that. Unlike whatever. He was asked about it in his press conference. I believe it was today. They said, "So did you like this post on Instagram?" It's like, "Oh, we're looking ahead. We're talking about, preparing for Denver." Well, where is Devontae? He's supposed to be rehabbing. Or the words that came out of his mouth. I'm like, wow, dude.
What a dumbass. Yeah.
Right? Like, I thought maybe he got the locker room back after the business decision comment he made after week 2, because they have done okay. It's over. It's absolutely over. The Raiders, I said it earlier, the Raiders are a dumpster fire, and I'm absolutely here for it.
100%.
Love every minute of it. Get that Chucky bull-headed cut motherfucker out of here. Screw him.
So there.
Yeah. Bastards.
One additional note, we wound up with 3 people in the 100 losses club. 3.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Well, they're
you know,
my
we all know
constant dipshit of the week, so I don't have to repeat that one.
we all know about the White Sox, and 122 is what they wound up at. Congratulations to them. That is, guys, let's give them a hand. Come on.
yeah.
That's an all-timer
That
right
is-
there.
We root for things that are done well, and nobody sucked harder than the White Sox in the history of forever that anyone's alive right now.
You just named the podcast. Nobody sucked harder than the White Sox.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then another honorable mention, Tank said something about it, but Charlie Blackmon needed one more at-bat to get to a retainer that was $500,000, and they pulled him before that happened.
Yeah,
that is all.
Fucking assholes.
Okay, so I saw that, but it's less than a 1/3 chance that he's going to get a hit, and you want to take him out after his last hit. You want his last at-bat to be successful. So
I get it. It's just
had
shitty.
nothing to do with
Come
the
on
money.
now. That was a business decision by the
Had
Monforts.
bullshit. It had nothing to do with that. It wasn't the Monforts. It was a show of
wasn't.
respect for Charlie. It's what
Yeah.
you do.
It was just
absolutely
shitty.
the right thing to do. Absolutely the right thing to do. And you know me, I have zero respect for the Monforts. Those two guys can go fuck themselves and each other for all I care. But that was the right thing to do by Charlie, was to give him his last at bat, being successful, give him his standing O coming out the field. So
Yeah. No, I just thought
I
it
will give them their flowers.
I wasn't saying that the Monforts did anything wrong. Like they're not in fucking Bud Black's pocket or anything like that. They're not going to call down to the booth and tell them to do anything like that. I just thought it was an ironic thing that happened.
Right. I get it. All right. Final thoughts. Talk about the things. Tank, what do you got?
Fuck the Monforts. That's what I got.
More of that,
yeah.
Frank. Jesus.
They're my perpetual dipshits of the week until that team gets sold. Yeah, so fuck them. Go Broncos. Catch me on all the socials at Tank Knox or Knox Nostalgia Collectibles.
You made mention of some business stuff. Do you have anything you'd like to?
Not pimping anything specific right now. Working on some stuff behind the scenes.
Cool. Perfect.
Milty, what do you got?
Football's in full swing. Baseball's winding down and deep into the playoffs. Pretty soon we'll have 2 other sports jumping in. 4 sports, pro sports coming in at the same time. It's going to be fun for the next month.
Mark?
We're going to try to get a Nerds in sometime soon, so we'll do that. Also, happy trails to Joe Castiglione. He was the play-by-play voice of the Red Sox on WEEI for 42 years, and finally hanging him up after 42 years. It will be hard to listen to a Red Sox broadcast without hearing that high, nasally New England accent. It'll be a change for sure without Joe Castiglione calling the play-by-play for those guys. So congratulations on a great career, my friend.
Awesome. It's been a long time around here since we've had some good football to watch as fans of the Broncos and the Buffaloes. 2 years in a row with a great start for Colorado. We'll see how that pans out. But there is actually hope in the minds of football fans in Denver and Boulder. And it's a really cool thing to see. Will it pan out? We've got weeks to know. We'll figure it out. For the absent Dipshit, we love you, Dipshit. Oh, Dipshit. I almost forgot. So Dipshit messaged me late last night. I have to read to you what she said because she was half in the bag. She was at an event at the Alamo. There it is. Okay. I'm back in my room. Oh, sorry. That was after she said what I had to say. Tomorrow, when you all do the pod, I would like you to mention that you are correct on one important area: tequila, soda, lime superiority. She became a fan of the tequila soda. She goes, I'm back in my room. I had 5, preceded by a gin and cocktail. Let me tell you, those were way better. I did have to share that. So, for Dipshit, we love you, Dipshit.
Dipshit.
And for Muty, Tank, and Mark, make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and take